Across the line. That's gold. That's all gold on the Nordschleife, 5 million credits. So now we go Brand Central, over to Asia Pacific, Toyota. I hope it's worth it. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Traxion channel for another brand new video, and it's a very special weekend of course for racing fans. If you're watching this video when it comes out, it is Saturday evening and the Le Mans 24 Hour has just gotten underway. In Gran Turismo 7's latest update version 1.15, 3 new cars were introduced, including the most recent Le Mans winning Toyota hybrid hypercar. So with that in mind, and given the fact that the car is probably leading Le Mans right now, I thought it would be a good idea to give it a try and see what it's like around the Circuit de la Sarthe. So let's jump in. I will take a look at the other 2 new cars in a little bit, but first of all, let's have a quick look at the Toyota GR010 hybrid. This car was introduced in 2021 as part of the new hypercar regulations. It's still being used in 2022, and I mean, it's stunning. It looks quite similar to the LMP ones, but a little bit more pared back, I would say. Obviously very different technology, not quite as fast as the old LMP ones. I think Kamui Kobayashi's pole time from last year was a 3:26.
Yeah, so I got this a bit wrong. The 3:26 was actually their fastest lap in the opening qualifying session. In the Hyperpole session, Kamui actually managed a 3:23.9. So basically, I continue to get this wrong throughout the entire video. Just ignore me.
Not sure what the pole position time is going to be this year, or if it's even Toyota. But you guys will know by this point. 3:26 is the benchmark I'm going to be aiming for though. Another new thing I should mention as part of this update is that there's been 3 new cafe menu books added as well. Now, I'm not going to have time to do these today, I'll let you do them in your own time. But essentially we have books 40, 41 and 42 all available. Okay, first of all, let's jump into a time trial on Circuit de la Sarthe to see what this Toyota is all about. Okay, underway. We're going to go from cockpit camera. I am using the Fanatec DD Pro, which is of course the official wheel of Gran Turismo 7. Direct drive. Fantastic feedback, and we're already flying down the pit straight towards the first corner. You're going to want to use all of the road. Get in over the curb, but not on the brakes hard. Down to third. Nice and easy so far. No issues with traction as I put my foot on the gas coming out. Use all of the curbs. Easy flat through there. Quick shift down to 4th. Turn left. I've understeered a bit there. I've understeered a lot there. That's not how we do it. It was going well for the first few corners. Now it'll be interesting to see if I can deploy any electric power. I don't think I can, so all of that is automated by the game. I am working this out as I go along, by the way, so if I'm wrong I do apologise, but right now I can't seem to deploy any extra boost or anything like that, so I'm going to assume that that is all managed automatically. Obviously I haven't touched any of the settings, it's all default. I haven't bought any parts for this car. This is out of the box, straight in. We've got a lot of information on the steering wheel, which is quite handy. You've got current laps, last laps, lap number, speed of course, gear, all the usual stuff. Okay, we do not have as much grip on turning as you might expect from other Group 1 cars, but I'm not really surprised at that given that this hypercar is not quite as extreme as other LMPs we've seen in the past. That was a collision. Right, first time through the Porsche curves. I'm going to brake down to 5th, just to be extra safe. On the power again. Nowhere near optimal, but we'll just try and get around safely. I'm going to lift for the second part, because I don't feel like that's going to be quite flat out in this thing. Just doesn't quite have the ultimate downforce. That is way too hot through the second part, so yeah, we're going to have to really be careful with how much we push through there. It's a bit of a weird one with Toyota, to be honest, because they've obviously had huge success at Le Mans recently, but they weren't ever winning it until the rivals all pulled out. Now obviously they were in close battle with the likes of Porsche and Audi pulled out, and then Porsche pulled out, and then Toyota started winning. But they've yet to kind of do it while the other big hitters have been there at the same time. Obviously they've got Glickenhaus and Alpine there, but Alpine are using an adapted LMP1 car, not a brand new hypercar, and Glickenhaus is a small independent manufacturer, so you know, Toyota will really want to prove themselves against all of the big hitters, and we're definitely going to see a lot more of those come 2023. That's track limits once again. And of course 2023 will be the 100th anniversary of Le Mans. It's going to be a major event, and I think a significant one for Toyota. Just about kept on the road for the chicane this time. It's so understeery into those slow corners, which I expected it, but it's more extreme than I thought it would be. Into the second chicane. Don't know where to brake. Gonna try here. Just about go over the curb that time. Slow it down for the second part. Much smoother. Heavy braking at the end of the Mulsanne, probably a bit too early. I just don't quite trust this car fully yet. Personally, I absolutely love the Le Mans 24 Hour. I think it is arguably the greatest race on earth. I didn't really know huge amounts about it growing up. I watched a bit, and I watched in 2003 and 2004 when I was about 6. And I remember watching the Pescarolos and thinking they looked incredible. But then I kind of went off it a little bit as I grew a bit older and focused more on Formula 1. Le Mans is just something different though. It's absolutely magical, and since I've been older and I've gone back and watched some of the older stuff, you know, the 90s GT1s and the Group Cs, of course, from the 80s, my passion for the event has gone through the roof. Into the last section of the lap. Still so much time on the table here. Absolutely huge amounts. But it's going to probably, you know what, we might actually beat the pole position time on this lap. 3:24.7. I think that beats it.
No.
8/10 up in the first sector on this next attempt. I'm just going to set as good a lap as I can now and hope that it's good enough to beat whatever the pole time is for this year's event, which I don't know yet. So that'll be interesting. What I would say is this car's not easy to drive. You know, as Group 1s go, they're pretty easy on Gran Turismo 7. They're normally, you know, lots of downforce. You do have to use the downforce. If you don't utilize it properly, you're going to have a big crash. This car's tricky though. It's okay for traction, but it just understeers when you don't expect it on the way in, and it can suddenly flick out on you on the way out. You know, I obviously had the spin earlier. You've just got to be, I guess you got to treat it with respect. That's probably the best way of putting it. Like, there you go. Bit of a step out there. Especially when that hybrid power kicks in. Brake a little bit later. That's too late, too late, too late, too late, too late, too late. No. I've also realised I have racing mediums on by default. I forgot I could actually check that. So it's not as if I'm on hard tyres and that's causing the oversteer, or the understeer I should say. I'm on mediums. Like into Indianapolis, for example. Normally, in a really high downforce car, that would go in okay. You know, my line's not great, obviously, in the way in at the moment. Just not quite judging it properly, but still. You'd be able to get the car stopped and turned. I'm nowhere near managing it. So it does require a slightly different driving style. And a bit more patience. It's much better through Porsche curves. Keep it flat all the way through here, a little lift through here. Down to 5th. Oh, understeer. Oh, yep, just too committed. That's exactly what I was saying before. You've almost got to get into a GTE mindset of driving. I really hope you are enjoying the 2022 Le Mans 24 Hour. I certainly will be right now. Broke earlier this time, and this time again it was too early. Somewhere in the middle. Even with no setup changes, there's an easy sub 3 minutes 20 in this car. Really easily. Right, bit more patience through here required. I can hear the tyres squealing underneath me. There we go. Think like a GTE, John. That's it. Oh, too aggressive through the last sector. Way too much curb. Oh, terrible exit. There we go, 323.4. There's an easy, as I say, low 320. Definitely sub 320s with a bit more time and effort. But yeah, there's a little insight into the hybrid Toyota Hypercar on Gran Turismo 7. It's good fun. It's not an easy car to drive, and I wouldn't say it's my favourite in the game, but, I mean, lapping a Le Mans car around Circuit de la Sarthe is always going to be good fun. It does feel good. It feels connected to the road. Physics feel solid enough. Just a little bit tricky. But maybe that's what the car actually feels like. I don't know. I'm not Kamui Kobayashi. Now I did say I would show you the other two new cars, and here is the first one, the incredible Roadster Shop Rampage, which is essentially, we all know it as the GoPro Camaro. 668 performance points, 750 horsepower, sports tires. This thing is going to be mad. I think I might just take it out for a quick spin for the end of this video. The third and final new car comes in Japan from Suzuki, and as you can see, we have a Suzuki Vision GT. I think this is stunning, personally. Like, if they built this in real life, I would 100% aspire towards one, never be able to afford one, but would absolutely love it. Four-wheel drive, 426 brake horsepower, so it's not mad powerful. It's almost like a Lotus 11 in some ways. 1 million credits though, 970 kilos, so it's fairly heavy for the kind of car it is. Either way, can I just say, this looks stunning. Like, this is the perfect Suzuki concept. I want to give everyone involved credit because I want to drive it, I want to own it. It just looks miraculous, and it looks realistic but futuristic at the same time. So yeah, great job. I don't know if I can spend 1 million credits right now though. Let's go and find a race for our Roadster Shop Rampage. America seems appropriate. I think the Clubman Cup 700, given that the PP is 668. Oh, it needs to be a road car. Is this not a road car? It's on sports tires. To do the World Touring Car 700, we need racing tires, which we obviously don't have and don't want to buy for this car right now, so I'm struggling to find where it fits in at the moment. I reckon we should just do an arcade race around Laguna Seca. It feels like the appropriate track for the car. Let's just give it a bash and see how we get on. I don't know how it's going to handle, so I'm very intrigued. Right, 3 laps around Laguna Seca. We're up against mainly road cars, but you've got a couple of kind of modified cars, I would say, in there as well. So yeah, some stiff competition. Let's jump in and see what this thing's all about. Make sure we don't have any traction or anything on. No, we're good. Right, I'm expecting sideways action here. I'm sideways before I've even made it to a corner. Oh, I've just crashed into a Veyron. Oh, that's bad. In typical GT7 style, second time lucky, will not crash into the Veyron. It's so unstable on the brakes. The Veyron's gone around the outside. If I put my foot down, it's just going to do that. It's a drift car, let's be honest. Ow. Can I tame this beast and actually do well in this race? I need to be very careful on the throttle. Sensible head on. McLaren MP4-12C, literally as opposite as you could possibly get from this car in terms of its character. Oh no. Not the ideal line through there. 300,000 credits went on this thing. Maybe I should have spent them on the Suzuki. Should have saved them. Followed my heart. But you do have to love this thing anyway, as much as you can hate trying to drive it. Get back on the road, man. That was so rude. Right, one more time. We're going for a restart. This is it. I'm going to actually try and win this race. We're not going to cheat and use traction control. Basically, if you're in a low gear and you touch the throttle, you're mincemeat. And in the spirit of Le Mans, at least we're up against a 911 GT1. I've crashed into a 911 GT1. Not quite in the spirit of Le Mans. And it's back through again. Nice and calm through there. Very good. A BAC mono up in 7th. Oh, careful. Nope. Try an inside move. No, he's going to block me off there. Look to the outside, back to the inside. Beautiful sunset here in Monterey. Going for 4th inside the Chevy Nova. Tight squeeze, but we've made it through. I am beginning to learn how to tame this thing now. Up into 3rd. Basically, you just have to not be stupid. Just use your brain a little bit. Careful throttle inputs. Don't be a plonker. And you should be alright. Another GT1 road car. Thank you very much. That's P2. Apex. See, again, touched the throttle too much there. But we're going to get this Huracan into the corkscrew. No need to Alex Zanardi this move. We're going to just Be nice and careful, no corner cutting. And we're just about through. Clean as you like. Trying to have a little bit of fun on this last lap. Actually use a bit of throttle intentionally. Get the thing sideways. It's not easy to control though. I'm not the best drifter, let's be honest, but it's not quite the Subaru BRZ. P2 in the end it is then. I may or may not have absolutely bottled it at the end there, but you know, that's standard practice at this stage. So that is going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're enjoying the Le Mans 24 Hour if you're watching this within the first 12 hours or so of it going live. I will definitely be tuning in myself. If you want to catch our latest videos as they're released, make sure you subscribe to the Traxion channel and hit that notification bell. Until I see you next time, thank you so much for watching, keep it pinned, and enjoy the night.